Another item that you need to consider, or I would suggest you consider, is looking at multiple modes for communicating with your students because they are changing and they're communicating with us in different ways. So traditionally we've used Blackboard and email, but this generation is not using those tools as much as you would expect. So I've opened my doors up to a couple of different modes of communicating. The first one was Twitter a few years ago. And when I mentioned it, they weren't that receptive to it, but as years have gone by, I'm getting more people that are interested in connecting on Twitter. So students are asking me questions about classes, they're asking me about assignments. There are probably about 20% of them right now, but it's a new mode for me to connect with them immediately. I also tell them if I'm going to be late for class, the place to look is on Twitter, because it's quick and fast compared to Blackboard or email. The other thing I've introduced this year is the option of texting. So I've given them my cell phone number. Specifically, I've posted it, but I've also broadcasted it during midterms and finals. So if there's anything that comes up, any emergencies, they can let me know. Once again, probably about 10% of my student population has used it. They've been quite respectful of it. Although I did have one student asking me questions on a different assignment, not mine. But it's part of that is just understanding how to use the technology. It's really important that we open up the modes for communicating with them because they're not used to the modes we're used to. So we need to expand our horizons and consider different ways to communicate with them. Another option that we've experimented with is Facebook. We've used it in a few different ways over the last 3 years or so, and the most successful has been recently with Lori Logan in the business school, who has opened up a Facebook group for her marketing class, but then we've expanded the use to include our entrepreneurship students. And over the next year, we're going to open up even further to include people from across our students across the college who are interested in marketing and entrepreneurship. So it's a mode of communicating outside of the classroom that builds community, where people can ask questions, share resources. So it's not classroom specific, but it's definitely another mode for connecting and communicating with our students.